actually inspired by a dog. I don't think I would have ever just said, I think I'll make a dog breed, and let's see, what do I need to put this together? What happened uh, is a really great story about that little essence of magic.
Hello, Courage, Confidence, Connections fans. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Janice Debo, your host, and I have Wendy Francisco here with me today. And we're just going to have a good time. She is a woman of many talents and has so much going on. I thought about having her get the camera and walk around her farm and show us all of her wonderful projects. She's an artist. She breeds dogs. She created her own dog breed. We'll talk about that. And the goats are particularly funny to me. I think goats are great. And it would be fun if we could share some antics, but you'll have to look at the links afterwards. So I'm sure we'll be glad to put some things there. Welcome, Wendy.
Hi.
Hi. It's so good. I'm so glad you did this. I appreciate
Thank you
you.
for inviting me.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I follow you on Facebook and Instagram, and I see all the fun stuff, and you're so talented. I just have to have you share your story or whatever you want to share with us. So a lot of my focus here is courage, confidence, connections, and how that's played any kind of a point, a part of your life. So anywhere you might have used courage. I know you also did you breed horses or just own horses?
I've mostly owned horses, but I've bred a few times.
Nice. That
Yeah.
you've taken on a lot. I've watched the progress on your house, and I know when you moved and you and Don just had so much going on. And and I first found out about you and when I was in Colorado for a short stint and saw you perform, you and Don. And so, yes, audience, she is a recording artist along with her husband, Don Francisco. All you have to do is Google him and you get all kinds of wonderful songs, I'm sure. So, where has courage played a part in your life, Wendy? Has there been a time that growing up or as an adult that it really took courage for you to do something special or something significant?
Yep.
Okay. You, whatever.
The reason I just said yup is
Okay.
because I I think that I was I really feel gosh. So I used to be fearful. I
Okay.
mean, I don't know. I mean, and maybe I mean it's a scary world. So we all have fears, but
We do.
um, it seems like there's two things, and one is just knowing who you are
Mm,
and what your desires are, or your you know linking your desires, goals, abilities, dreams, etc.
mhm.
Um, and then having the courage to do them, and they seem to come together. Like you'll have an idea, and
Yeah.
then you'll maybe start out. Then you go through the that phase where, oh wow, this wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. And depending on what your project is, you may face a lot of opposition inside yourself
Mhm.
or externally. And then you just make the choice of, okay, here's what it looks like. Should I move ahead? And then it seems like you just have to call on something inside you, whatever, to decide if, yeah, we're gonna do this. we're gonna barrel on through, and um and I guess I've gotten more courageous as a person as time has gone on,
Mhm.
and I've seen successes in areas that I've stuck with.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely. So I'm really curious, and I've never inquired about this because we've never had a conversation. This is the first time we're doing this
I know.
talking, and it's so fun, even though we respond to each other on Facebook. That doesn't
Right.
I am really curious because last night I had a dream that I had one of your dogs. Now that's funny because I don't own a farm. I live in an apartment that wouldn't allow it anyway. And yet the dogs are gorgeous. But this one had black and it was black and white, but it was one of yours. So I don't know
Oh,
if you're going to be
wow.
breeding them to have black and white or whatever. But anyway, it was a big dog and I knew it was a Colorado mountain dog. Can you talk to me and our audience about how that idea came to you, how you got started? That is a very courageous project. That's a big project, and people all over are getting your dogs. So I'd love to learn about
Right.
that and have you share it.
Well, it was actually inspired by a dog. I don't think I would have ever just said, I think I'll make a dog breed, and let's see, what do I need to put this together? What happened uh, is a really great story about that little essence of magic that usually has a lot to do with how much courage I'm willing to put into a project. If it's something I just drum up, probably, I don't know if I would have the strength to see it through. But this was really amazing, and that I was a beginner. I had moved to the country. I got some goats, and we had a mountain lion come and kill them.
Oh,
So then I realized, we live out in the country, and if we're going to have animals, we're going to need some livestock guardian dogs. And I got a couple of dogs that were the wrong work group, and they didn't work.
oh,
And then I started researching livestock guardian dogs, and I went to ranches and I met dogs, and I ended up after several months just giving up because a lot of them were kind of hostile toward people,
oh,
and so we had a lot of people visiting our home and everything. I never wanted to worry about a dog biting somebody.
yeah.
So I just gave up. And then one of my guitar students' mothers called and said, "We heard you were looking for a livestock guardian dog, and we raise alpacas.
Oh,
And we just went and got a female puppy, and we bought her brother for you."
oh,
And
wow.
now remember, this is like after months of researching the breeds and visiting ranches and going to meeting dogs and everything. And she emailed a photograph, and I saw the photograph, and my heart started pounding. I actually started shaking, and
Hmm.
I grabbed my husband and I said, "That is our dog. We have to go get it right now."
Oh my. What kind of dog was it? What breed was that?
DNA test showed that he was 3/4 Great Pyrenees and 1/4 Anatolian Shepherd, and those are both very large guardian dogs. But I don't know, it was something in his eyes or something, and
Yeah.
he was so magnificent. That was Caspian. He was um,
I saw his
31 and a half inches at the shoulder. He was
wow,
a very big dog, but he
massive.
wasn't weighty like a Great Pyrenees. He was slender and didn't drool and had it. He wasn't didn't have all the hair. He was long coated, but an easy care like a 3/4 length coat or whatever. And he just moved in and did the job, and he loved all our guests. And I thought, well, shoot, I'm going to call this a Colorado mountain dog, and I'm going to try to, because I know other people must be in this boat where they have a smaller property and they don't want lions eating their animals, but they don't want their dogs eating their guests. So that was kind of the idea.
What did you breed him with?
I scanned around and shipped in some dogs that were similar crosses. Um, he remained far and away above the level of anything I could find to cross with him. He really was extraordinary. Um, and then we did some crosses with his own offspring,
Oh,
and that is really what set the breed on the ground. Is
oh,
that so? We had a number of 3/4 Caspian, and then we took all those to completely unrelated studs, and then we had the basis of
oh,
setting his traits against genetic diversity. I'm really a geek when it comes to this.
oh, I love it.
I've always just loved the genetics, and
Yeah.
it's not a small project. There are thousands of them all over the country now. It's been 16 years. I've met
16 years?
16 years,
Wow, Wendy. That
and
is
we have
fabulous.
hundreds of just foundation animals, unrelated, in our registry database. I have a wonderful staff and team, and my
Yeah.
life has gone to the dogs,
Yeah.
and I enjoy it. It's
Well,
really fun.
you may get some business out of this. There's people out here with ranches and farms, and of course they have cattle and goats are a big thing here. Alpacas are a big thing here. I don't think llamas are, but
Where are you located?
Redmond, Oregon, right in the center of the
Oh, sure.
state. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So you probably get some business out of Oregon. It's very much a rancher's community and well, not so much. One area is very much that way, and there are a lot of people with land and livestock out here.
yeah.
It's but that's amazing. So my question is, okay, these dogs are not afraid of lions. How do they go after the lions or how do they protect the animals?
So there's almost an endless education that
Oh,
comes with integrating livestock guardian dogs with livestock. And to answer your specific question, one dog against one lion, the dog is going to be in danger. Two dogs against one lion, it's a completely different thing. So, regardless what the predator load is, there should always be a minimum of two livestock guardian dogs because, first of all, they need the socialization.
mhm.
Secondly, they really care. They're really responsible. And if there's only one, when is it going to sleep?
Oh yeah.
So they need the two, and one will sleep and the other will watch, and they'll also position themselves on opposite ends of the herd. I usually have about 8 of them.
Well, no lions
So
coming near you. That is fascinating that they have such compassion and animals, of course, are brilliant. We
yeah,
underestimate how smart they really are.
yeah, we do.
But your dogs are so gorgeous. Okay, feel
Thank
free
you.
to laugh. Everybody watching, you can laugh at the dog I used to have. She lived to be a little over 14, and
Ah,
she was half Basset Hound and half Malamute. So
what?
yeah,
Let's
I know.
how did that work
I
out?
will send you a picture, Wendy, on Facebook. I will put a picture up because she looked like she had the height of a Basset Hound and the big old broad shoulders of a Basset Hound,
Ah,
the bark, but she had the fur coat of a Malamute. So,
ah.
oh yeah, she was so funny. People would think she was a great big dog sitting next to me in the car, and then honestly, she'd jump out and they go, "What is?" So, but she also, you know how Bassets have the jowls, the big old.
Yeah.
She had that with all the fur on it. It was so funny. She
Oh, that's so funny.
but so sweet. And if I could have bred her, I probably would have gotten some really cute puppies, but she was already fixed when I got her. But some of these crossbreeds, you can get the best temperaments from these dogs.
Yeah, yeah.
That is great. Now, goats. You said you had goats before you got into the dog breeding business. So you've had goats for a long time.
Well, on and off as pets since I was a kid. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But about gosh, I guess it would be about 14 years ago now, I started to raise Kiko goats. And
What is that?
so they're a meat breed, and my goats are registered, and I just love them. We milk them. If we have a buck that knocks the barn down, then we send it to freezer camp, and
Boy.
it's amazing. It's like steak. And it took me a long time to get that far,
Yeah.
because I was not not raised on a farm. Was raised on dude ranches with horses.
Okay. Okay.
So there was no putting any animals in freezer camp, you
Oh,
know. But it's rewarding, and um, you're I don't know how to say it. It's it's really almost kind of a revelation, because you know everything about that animal and everything that it ate and how it lived
mm,
and how it died, and
yeah.
it's your food. And I don't know how to explain it beyond that. It's
Yeah.
just not going to Walmart and getting something out of the meat department. It's just
No,
different.
yeah.
Um,
And I've known plenty of people that farm and that kind of thing. And for me, I know that in the olden days, my granddaddy too, he was a pig farmer and had chickens, and my grandmother would go out and, chase down a chicken. And I heard the stories about the chicken running around, chicken with his head cut off. Well, it happens, of course. And of course I'm not squeamish, but boy, I was told you never name your food. So
yeah. Um, yeah, it's just I don't really like the whole food chain thing on planet Earth.
yeah,
I've always pondered how that must be some profound design flaw. There are there I mean I tend to be philosophical about things.
yeah,
So I only am what I am. We've put over the whole years that we've done this only 4 freezers or 4 bucks in freezer camp.
oh,
And each time I call somebody that knows what they're doing, and I go into the house and put my head under a pillow because I want no part of it.
yeah,
Um, so I'm not like a seasoned farmer, I guess. It's sort of still learning.
yeah,
But, I think all animals are really special, and I don't really understand it. But there is one thing I know, and that is if we at least if you look at my barn, it's planet Earth. It's part of the cycle.
yeah,
And so it isn't so much that we put a goat in a freezer camp, it's that we brought the goat to life.
right.
You know what I mean? And that
Yeah.
the greater part of the herd by far will live a full lifespan, which is something that nature doesn't offer. So, uh,
Mm,
actually, nature doesn't offer that to any animal, not even close.
that's
In
true.
captivity, lots of animals actually get a full lifespan with medical care and everything. Um,
Yeah,
so that's close as I can get to kind of, I don't know, peace about the food, planet Earth and the food chain.
I
And
know.
I continue onward, and because of that, I have a barn full of babies in the spring, and I really like that. So
I just think it's so cute. And I've been around goats. I had a friend who raised goats, and I used to get goat milk and goat products from her. She gave that up because it was a lot of work and she moved back into the city. But um,
yeah,
she had one. Remember, I used to have a horse that I actually stabled where there were goats. And so
yeah,
I have one goat story that I was in there getting my horse. I was going to go for a ride, I believe. Well, this one billy goat, he had one horn. He was a fighter, apparently. So he had this thing for me. I don't know what it was. He just loved me. And so I've even got a scar where he backed me into a barbed wire fence. I'm like, look, buddy,
oh no,
I'm not your girlfriend.
oh no,
Yeah, he was a hoot. But I think goats are cool. They really are. They're unique animals.
yeah.
Have you ever thought about having alpacas? Because I think alpacas are the sweetest.
Oh, it's so tempting. I have so many irons in the fire that I like kind of keeping it simple, but I've thought about getting a few extra odd animals so that my dogs are used to different species when they go to farms.
Mhm. Alpacas are so cool, but there's actually a couple of alpaca farms here. One of them, it's not so much a farm as it is a pet sanctuary where, you drive by and you'll see all these full-size adult alpacas and all the babies. All the babies are so cute. And you can walk
Uh,
right, they'll come right to the fence and let you love on,
uh,
pet them. Oh, they're so soft. And I thought if I ever had a place big enough for horses, I'd have alpacas. So they're
yeah, they're wonderful, and the goats are too. I never get tired of them. They're so individual when they're born, and the females, you're basically going to have their whole lives, and so you really get to know them. It's like a great big pack of dogs, only it's goats.
so the dogs love the goats.
They do.
Oh.
Yeah, the symbiosis is wonderful to see. And I'm really more involved in the genetic development of the dog, not really in the dog breeding business. As soon as I make a profit, I probably would say I'm in the dog breeding business, but there's so much work to breed development that what it ends up doing is supporting itself, which it does do that.
Hmm.
And then your payoff is the lifestyle.
Yeah,
So
that's right. You also
I
have
like
you have a funny cat story. I think you had a feral or a stray run come into your house and make friends with your house cat.
yeah, that's still in progress. It's a very cute. He'll show up. We hear him late at night going meow, meow, really loud,
Oh,
and I feel from him like somebody dumped you, and you used to be a house cat, and that's the only thing that can explain this because you clearly want to come in, but you're too scared. And so as
uh,
each week goes by, gets a little more comfortable. We'll see what happens.
yeah, I have one cat, very loud talker, but I used to have multiples, but this one's, oh, he's asleep. He might make an appearance. Seems like when I get on a call or a Zoom or a recording, he decides to make an appearance, but I put a snack by him, so maybe he won't.
Aw,
But I do love the animals and just,
yeah, me.
oh, they just bring warmth to the soul, don't they? And they're healing. They're very
Yeah.
healing. I love it. I really do. Also, do you still do any performances? Do you and Don perform your music together at all ever
No,
anymore?
well, we're getting up there. Like I'll be 70 in a few weeks and he'll be 80 in a few months. And so we
Really?
retired from the road. I mean, I know that's kind of wimpy. It's not like there aren't older artists still out there, but we're I don't know, we still hawk our CDs
Good.
and MP3s and are in touch with people and um engaged with writing and kind of carrying the dialogue along about God and all the things that we had been involved with for our whole lives.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of changes in that regard too for
Yeah,
you as well. But you're also an artist, and that is you amaze me how you can just see something and paint it, and your photographs are beautiful. You've got so much talent, Wendy. And I know you're involved in a gallery. Is that in Colorado, of course, nearby you?
yeah, in the town of Memphis, a
Oh,
little gallery called the Raven House, and I've really enjoyed having my work in there and
oh, that's
um, sharing it with where there's 14 of us. It's a co-op.
cool.
It's just been so fun.
How long have you
Um,
been? When did you start exploring painting and photography and all that? Has that been a lifelong thing for you?
yeah, because all the women in my family are artists, and so I don't remember a time that I wasn't
Hmm. Wow.
making art. and I did get involved with an awful lot of diverse things,
Mhm.
and so, but I'm not that organized a person, unfortunately. So, my life is kind of has always been built of projects. Like there's a million projects going on, and there is now too, and they're all different shapes and sizes, and some of them complete quickly, and some of them are years long, and some of them are decades long.
Mm.
And I'm not very organized, but somehow a lot of projects do get finished. So I take hope in that. Uh, I, I feel very much like I'm crashing forward in life.
No,
You
I like
know,
that.
um,
I like that. That's a great.
terrifying and a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think it's wonderful because with all the dogs and the goats and then your artwork, and then I know you were remodeling your house. So geez, I feel like you're a pioneer in so many ways. A pioneer woman, if you will.
Oh, well, I mean, I spend a lot of time sitting in a pile feeling overwhelmed too, though.
Oh,
You know, like this is never gonna get finished. What have I done? I mean, but that's a common emotion on every level. It doesn't even matter if you just sat down to do a painting, you lay it out and it's beautiful, and then all of a sudden it's like, what if I ruin it? It just never ends,
oh,
but enough good things get done. Yeah, we have a lot of work left to do on this whole house, but we've come a long way too.
oh, that's great. So
Yeah.
it just amazes me because as I watch your social media, I'm like, now they're doing what? So
Well, we're both creatives.
yeah,
It's the
no doubt.
blessing and the curse of of being creative, I guess.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the barn that you built is fabulous. That was wow. I think I could live in your barn. It was so beautiful. It was,
I'm really proud of that too. I've never done anything like that. We made a 40 by 40 monitor barn out of reclaimed wood.
wow.
And for better or worse, we don't have a building inspector.
Oh,
It's probably a good thing. We wanted to build it strong, but all I knew was, okay, this is where I want the logs to go.
hmm
And then we got two facing loafing sheds done first so that we could get the animals in and use it.
hmm
And then we put up the middle logs were the tall ones. So I'll see if I can make the shape. A monitor barn like has the peak roof
Uh-huh.
and then some high windows and then is house shaped. And
Oh,
then the center, you go in the center aisle and there's a loft above you. And
right.
then there's stalls to the side. And then we store hay and stuff in the aisle, which is 16 feet wide. And boy, what a she shed that is. I just love that thing.
That is
It's so
great.
cool. And the places that we took materials from all these old ranches that are, you
Wow.
know, somebody buys them and they want that old ratty barn off the property. So we get the wood. It was
I,
it
I
was amazing.
I love that. I'll have to send you a copy of a picture of me in front of a barn that was at my great Aunt Hetty's
Oh,
because it was huge. As a matter of fact, my picture on my phone. I'll send you that. It's I love old barns, and the sad thing is they did burn it down when they burned down the house, and I about had a coronary because
oh,
my mother and aunt, and they're both gone now, so they can't hear me say this. But I would have regretted that. They sold it to the fire department for a few $1,000s. And the house could have been in the house was old enough on Civil War property that it could have been in a historic. Yeah,
oh
it
no.
just tore me up. It really did. But the
Oh,
old barns are so cool, and I'm glad you got to.
they are.
Yeah, and the wood is very special. Especially the older they are, the more special it is.
I know. In fact, we wood from one old barn and laid it down in our house as flooring and it's just beautiful.
Oh, wow.
So
That's creative.
my biggest life lesson, probably one of my biggest life lessons. I got a life lesson for you now that I'm almost 70. Is that if I had the price tag for building this way, I probably wouldn't have done the barn.
Uh,
But you could just wait until, oh yeah, we can afford this load of logs.
mhm.
Oh, you found an old barn and you tore it down. How much for the wood? Oh, how much for a trailer load? Okay, we'll take that. And just by doing that and prioritizing everything that we needed to function, because we had the animals already, so we had to get a few things, but it got built,
That's,
and it
yeah.
was like, wow, I could do anything. I'm Spartacus. Like the key was just not looking at the whole price tag.
Right.
That would have been daunting.
Yeah,
So
I bet. I mean, sometimes we dive into things and at the end we go, what did I just do? Absolutely. Are you a writer as well? I know Don's a music has written his music, but are you a writer as well, like a book or anything?
um, well, I've written lyrics all my life,
Yeah.
and I I had a creative writing minor, so that was a little study there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done editing work on
Oh,
other people's books numerous times.
nice.
And I did write a book,
Really?
but it's called God and Dog. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a children's book that's very thin.
Yeah, and
So
you wrote a
I write
song.
a lot on I write a lot on Facebook and
Yeah. I think
anyway.
it's awesome. I mean, I'm a writer too. I've written 160 blogs, and the book is called Courage, Confidence, Connection. So I love to write, and I'm a storyteller, so I love to tell stories. And that's kind of how this all started with the podcast, is having people come on and tell their stories, because that's what fascinates me. It really does. Everybody's got a story. So even people that come on, that I don't can't think of anything. I'm like, oh, you will. I know how to dig. So
Well, stories really encourage, we get encouraged
yeah,
when we hear stories, and they're where we draw our courage, because we have a lot going on in the deepest, most intuitive parts of who we are.
we do.
And when we have courage, those things come out and make things.
That's right. Another part of your life that has now, I remember your daughter Annie. I actually had her CD for a long time. I think the ex wound up with it, but um, Annie's just a gorgeous voice. But you
Yeah.
are now officially Granny Wendy. Now, I love that because
Yeah.
I love the movie Is it Pan with Robin Williams,
Yes.
Granny Wendy. So now you are the official Granny Wendy in real life.
I know. It's so amazing. And Annie's almost 40. So I had written it off. That's what, these kids nowadays, they just take a long time to do that. And then it's like, what are you waiting for? That's the most fun thing on earth. But yeah, Arlo, his name is Arlo.
He's a beautiful boy. He really is.
Thank you. He
Congratulations
is.
on that.
Thank you.
So as we wrap it up, I usually keep these to about a half hour, and so we're close to that. I wanted to see if you've got any final words of wisdom or encouragement for our audience.
Well,
Anything you
okay.
want to say.
Okay. I guess for myself, the thing that I wish I'd figured out sooner, um, but I'm having a blast because I think I have figured it out, is that all of our all of our wealth and uniqueness and fulfillment and potential to contribute and everything is right here. And what I had to do is create something that valued this and turn down all the head talk, you know,
Mhm.
find this, because there seems to be such an attempt to divert you into things that give power to others.
Right.
But really, I think our greatest strength individually and also communally is
Mhm.
for each of us to find this and
Yeah.
trust in it and follow it and let God slash the universe, however you
Mhm.
like to see that, lead you into
Yeah.
who you are. And I think this is where we get our courage from each other too.
I think so too. And I think we can take inspiration and courage from others. And that it just takes time to realize who you really are. And believe me, I'm always kind of preaching that one myself. And I love what I do, and I love that I take inspiration from other people all the time and want to grow as much as I can. And it's important that we have each other in that community and that spirit of unity. So thank you so much, Wendy, for being my guest. I have learned so much. Our audience will too. And who knows how many dogs you may sell out of this? Who knows? But
I don't have any right now, so
oh,
I mean available.
yeah.
So,
So,
but thank you so much
thank
for inviting.
you. It's been an honor to have you on here. And audience, we'll have Wendy's information for whatever you'd like to ask or reach out to her to get a dog or in the future or whatever, maybe a goat. Who knows? So
Yeah,
I'm sure she's got plenty of goats hanging around.
I do.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to another Courage, Confidence, and Connections podcast. Janice Debo signing off with Wendy Francisco.